Hey, what's up, you guys? It's IAmTheLionRider. So, this video was originally supposed to be I was gonna spawn in all the animals and try to show off all of their skin variation. And as you can see, we do have color variation, um, but Frontier has done something that I think some people saw coming, but I think others were expecting a little bit more. We didn't actually get new textures for any animal. Instead, they changed it so that all textures in the entire game are now procedurally generated by taking random hue and saturation values and just applying them over the existing textures in the game. So technically, we got animal variety, but as you can see, it's not really realistic or ideal. So, for instance, what color would you think this elephant is? Would you consider it brown? No, it is considered gray skin with pink mottling around the face. Oh, that's interesting. That's okay. Well, what about this one? Well, this one is kind of like a darker brown, dark gray skin with pink mottling around the face. This one, dark or gray skin with pink mottling around the face. These aren't even the same color. So the text values also don't matter. They're also just random and have nothing to do with the actual physical look of the elephant or any animal, really. It applies to all of them. So yeah, just to kind of discuss this in further detail, I am joined here with Minty and Skallad. You guys can say
Hey,
hi.
how's it going, everyone?
Hi.
And yeah. So what do you guys think of this? Are you satisfied with the result?
Not
I
really.
believe yeah, I think I summed up my opinions on this with a quote, which I think you said you were going to put at the start of the video, but basically, this update is like if you ask your parents for a new t-shirt, they say, yeah, sure, 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 we can get one. You're really excited, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a new t-shirt. And you're like, oh, I want one with like a pocket on the front, I want one with like long sleeves, maybe a v-neck. And then you open the t-shirt. That's the same t-shirt, but with different color. That's not even a different color, really. It's like your first t-shirt was a blue t-shirt, and this one's like dark blue
Yeah, or
or
yeah.
navy. And you sit there and you just say to yourself, why? Like, it's, as you put it, it's like,
Yeah,
their Frontier is just not
well,
giving us what we want. It's like it's technically what we wanted. Or
yeah,
it's technically what we asked
Yeah.
for, but is it really what we wanted?
because I made the
That's the
joke.
biggest problem with this.
Yeah, I made the joke that Frontier is like a genie, where they're gonna
Yeah.
give you exactly what you asked for, but it doesn't mean it's exactly what you intended. So the issue is the community as a whole, and asked for, and I didn't even want this myself. I'm just saying this is what the majority of people asked for. They said we
Mm.
wanted color variety. Frontier went, okay, we'll give you color variety. We can make sure that every animal is unique. And technically they are, because technically every animal uses the same texture map, but they use random colors, which means that every animal is technically unique. And so, to get some of the color values, some are darker and some are brighter, but they're all the same. So if you actually look at the text, they're all gonna say with pink mottling around the face, because there isn't a texture to say otherwise that there isn't, pink mottling around the face. So, in my opinion, this actually does more harm than good for the community, because we're actually losing stuff more than gaining it. So, if what you wanted was slightly different shades of not even gray, they call it gray, it's brown. If you wanted different shades of brown for your Indian elephants, okay, you have that now. But something like the gray Indian elephant mod, totally useless now, because I can't actually modify it, because the other part of this video that I wanted to discuss is what it actually means for modding. So because these textures are actually procedural, we are not going to actually be able to mod any animal that has significant color variation. So stuff like wolves are no longer viable for mods. I could never make a Dole mod now. I could never... For instance, my Fenrir mod, that was going to be in the next Atlas Park episode, spoiler alert, used the wolf model. And I can't even use it anymore because now if I spawn in a wolf, it could possibly be brownish, it could be white, it could be, anything. And so no matter what, I just can't do anything with that now. Because it's always just going to be a color that isn't what I intended it to be. Going even further, it's... Pure Winter had a bunch of cool texture mods for stuff like wolf variety and stuff. All of that's gone now. You can't actually, do anything with it. And so I see this as just like a shame almost that this is what we got. Because again, it's technically what people asked for. It's just not what people wanted. People wanted different textures. They didn't want, just color swaps.
Yeah, it's amazing how they put so much effort into this and still they didn't do a single thing that people wanted. Because people were constantly saying, oh, we want different lion manes, we want different color wolves, no, we want an elephant that has giant tusks. No one else.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, just as an example, I'm going to spawn in 5 male lions. And guarantee not a single one. So this is supposed to be dark sandy fur with long hair. This is yellow sandy fur with dark hair, or long hair. Dark long hair, pale with long hair. Because, spoiler alert, they just all have long hair. That's just how all the lions in the game are. So let me just spawn in all of these lions really quick, speed up the game. Guarantee all the difference is just going to be, visually, is some are going to be more pale, some are going to be darker. That's all it is. Look, you can't even tell the difference. And these were the medium variety. These weren't even the subtle. So,
yeah,
I don't tell the difference, other than this one's slightly lighter.
No, you have to put them beside each other to actually see the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you have to do that, then it's not a difference.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, they all have brown manes, though. It's not like we got, black dark manes or light manes or, or, God forbid, we got stuff actual model variety where tusks were different sizes or manes were different sizes. This is just kind of what we got. So, now I'm going to spawn in the llamas, and they showed the most variety in textures objectively.
It looks terrible though, yeah.
But I'm gonna explain what they did. So give me a sec. Let me just spawn in half a dozen llamas. There we go. Spawn all those in. Let the I also turned off animal welfare and stuff so that the lions don't kill them. All right, so here we go. So this is new. We have llamas that are different coats. This one's a tan color. Oh, well, these look significantly different from each other. But here's the thing. The spotting pattern on this llama looks a little weird, right? There's, little flecks and stuff, and there's, a weird, spot on its face and stuff. And this doesn't look natural, really. And the reason is, for the llamas, what they did is they basically randomize a noise map to create a mask between two textures, which are the albino llama and the default llama, which they've now changed to be brown. So before it was a white llama, now it's a brown llama. And so what it's really doing is saying, mask everything, on this map to be white and pull from the albino texture. Then everything else is brown. And so you end up with these weird situations where technically they're different colors, but not significantly different enough. So, for instance,
that one looks the exact same. It's got the same coloration.
So this one's called black thick wool. It's not black, as you can see. It's brown, just like this one, because the default llama is now brown. And so some are going to be a darker shade of brown, others are going to be a lighter shade of brown. Others are going to be, you know, darker shade of white, so it's going to be like a grayish llama. The thing is, no matter what, you're always going to end up with llamas that kind of look the same. And it's just due to that. And these were like the pinnacle of like definitive stuff. If I now spawn in the Timberwolves, it's even more apparent because they literally all use the same texture that has certain patterns already built into it. And so even though they're all different colors, they're all gonna kind of look the same, or at least have similar aspects about them. So again, let me just speed up the game a little bit. Spawn in, spawned in some lions in there. Okay, so here we go. So this is kind of a gray wolf, right? This is like, you know, a light gray wolf. Looks pretty good. But I want you to notice this little patch right here that's a little bit lighter than the rest of the texture. So if you just, you know, look at that, you know, the rest of the body is kind of gray, but there's a little white patch there. You can find this little white patch on every single wolf. Doesn't matter what the color is. Like, this one's a little bit darker, this one's a little bit lighter. If we spawn in more, they're probably going to be... have more variety. Okay, so this one's a little darker, but it always has that white patch because, again, they're all pulling from the exact same texture file. So no matter what, we have variety, but no matter what, we don't have true variety, where I can't have a black wolf and a white wolf and stuff. It's always just going to be kind of an off-brand version of a white wolf or a gray wolf or a black wolf. And they're all just going to be this kind of hodgepodge of different colors. So, again, I'm kind of upset with this update myself, because I think we're just losing all the mod support that we had before and not really gaining much. In a weird way, it actually kind of, I think it makes the animals kind of look worse because, you know, they look really unnatural.
You could turn off.
They look really unnatural now, is the only thing. Like, these elephants in the back are, like, so dark brown and not the, like, light gray, actual gray that we wanted. Because they consider
They look
this...
sunburned.
Yeah, they consider this light gray for some reason. This is light gray. Really. Like, no, it looks like you just... this is what they did. They upped the saturation, upped the contrast. You end up with a dark brown elephant that looks like it's sunburned. Yeah, like... So, like I said, I don't know if you guys have any like closing remarks or anything, because I just want to get these videos out as quickly as possible. But I think as a free update, this is just not what we asked for. And it worries me because in the future we might be looking at, oh, we want diving in the game, and I know Minty was saying this earlier.
It'll be a random animation.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a random animation. It won't be actual like diving as we expect. Like, oh, polar bears can swim underwater. No, it'd just be like, oh yeah, occasionally we'll add an animation where as they're paddling on the surface of the water, they'll dive underwater for a minute. And that, unless we explicitly say as a community, no, we want to make sure that animals that can swim can traverse underwater in a three-dimensional space. Frontier is just going to do that. They're just going to make it a pre-rendered animation that occasionally plays. So, yeah. I don't know. Did you have anything you wanted to say?
I mean, if it took them this long to come out with a free update that is this bad, excuse me, I wouldn't be surprised if they never came out with anything that can, like, make this better.
Yeah. Yeah, did you have anything, Minty?
I hate how Frontier constantly does this. It's like they nearly give us what we want, but then there's just so much stuff tacked onto it, which is like, why did you do this?
It feels a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's not that hard to actually change the color of something.
Yeah, like I said, all people really wanted was a couple of different texture varieties to flip between, and especially the modders. That's what we saw this as like a great thing because we were like, oh my god, we could make our own custom animal colors, and we can't even modify the colors that they choose because again, they're procedurally generated. So
like the way they do stuff, they're so close to making it like a great update, and then they just pull stuff like this. It's like, why did you even like bother? You know, it's
yeah, and again, I
it's
think
just, I don't
it
understand.
was community pressure. And I know people were saying, like, I don't want to give them, like, a super hard time. Because, again, technically we had animal variation in the base game. But this is what you get when you just kind of, tell them, this is what we want. Okay. And they listened. And, again, technically, I'll say this, this llama does look different than this llama. And this llama does look different than this llama. But you're not going to have the ones that JB made on Nexus that are like dark browns and dark blacks, and one that looks like Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove or anything like it. Like, we're just stuck with what we have now.
Yeah.
It's really sad seeing that the community of modders can make better animals than the company themselves.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want
Come on.
my remarks about this update specifically to negate the Australian pack itself, because I thought the actual Australia DLC is very well made. I love all the animals in
Oh
it.
yeah,
I love
Yeah.
how
probably the
well
best one that they've
animated they
made.
are. But this is really lackluster. And so, like, from this, perspective, I think they kind of dropped the ball. And it's sad to
A little
say,
bit. Yeah.
because, I think it's serviceable. It's just not what people really wanted.
Yeah.
So with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I'll continue to do more update videos. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
See you.
See you.